ब्रह्मनाथ ओ शांति 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 स्वस्थ।
Hello students, in the previous class we discussed about the biodiversity. In the biodiversity we discussed it is the variety of life. We break the word biodiversity means bio and the diversitas. Bio means the life and the diversitas means the variety. So simply we can say biodiversity means it is the variety and the variability among all the living organisms. Next we discussed three levels of the biodiversity. First we discussed the genetic, then the species diversity, lastly we discussed the ecosystem diversity. Genetic diversity on the basis of the genetic material, species diversity on the basis of the species which is the basic or the fundamental unit of the classification, and lastly the ecosystem which is based on the habitat. Further we discussed why the classification is be required, what is the need of the classification. Okay, as there are numbers of millions of species are present, that is why the classification is needed, and every year millions of more species are being known. So next we discuss what is the classification. Today we will discuss our new topic, that is our three domains of life. Three domains of life means what? Domains means we can say domains means it is the breakdown of the living organisms into some general forms. Okay, means what? Three domains of life means if we will take as the life as a tree, then there are various branches of the tree or the tree branches, or we can say whole living organism or whole life is divided into three branches or three general forms or three domains. Okay, you understood what is domain? Domain means simply we can say the living organisms are break down into three general forms. Okay, means whatever may be the life is present on this planet comes under these three domains of life. Okay, so we'll write first what is domain. The domain means the breakdown of living organisms, into more general forms. Okay, means simply the whole life is being divided, or we can say it is categorized into these three domains only, or these three categories, or these three branches. Okay, so what are the three domains? The three domains are first one is your archaea, second one is your bacteria, third one is your eukarya. Okay, these two are the prokaryotes. This one is your eukaryotes. The basic difference between the prokaryote and the eukaryotes are, in the prokaryotes there is no distinct nucleus is present and the membrane bound cell organelles are absent. Okay, cell organelles means what? We discussed means in the cell the mitochondria, ribosome, Golgi apparatus, and endoplasmic reticulum. These are various cell organelles which does the vital activities of the cell. So in the case of the prokaryote, membrane bound cell organelles are absent and it don't have a distinct nucleus or nuclear membrane. But it is opposite in the case of the eukaryotes, means the cell organelles, membrane bound cell organelles are present, prominent distinct nucleus is present which is enveloped by the nuclear membrane. Okay, and the common examples of prokaryotes are means some we can say the lower animals, or we can say the unicellular. But in the eukaryote you can take examples of us, common example as human being or multicellular animals. Next, who proposed the three domains of life? Carl Woese proposed the three domain of life in the year 1977. Okay. So we discussed that the life, whatever may be life, any life in the, we can say in the our planet is simply divided under these three branches. So we can say this as a general forms, means whole living organism, whole life on the planet is divided or categorized into these three only, and these three have distinct diversification characteristics. Okay, means the eukarya characteristics will differ from the archaea. Archaea's characteristics will differ from the bacteria. Bacteria's characteristics will distinctly different from the eukarya. Okay, means major diversification in the characteristics is present in between these three domains of life. Okay, so first one is your archaea, second one is your bacteria, third one is your eukarya. Archaea, bacteria comes under the prokaryotes, but the eukarya comes under the eukaryotes. Okay, archaebacteria comes under the prokaryotes and the eukarya comes under the eukaryotes. First we will discuss the archaea. Okay, so obviously archaea, you can easy to remember as it is on the first number, that it is the first and the oldest domain of life. Simply we can say it is the most primitive and the first and the oldest domain of the life. So we can write first point, it is the first and oldest domain of life. Okay, next point. The archaea, we can say it is the ancient form of bacteria. It is the ancient form of the bacteria, is known as the archaebacteria. It is the ancient form of bacteria in the ancient form of bacteria. We can say bacteria coming under the Monera kingdom, Monera kingdom as archaebacteria. Okay, Monera means it is a kingdom in which it includes generally it includes the unicellular prokaryotes. Okay, unicellular prokaryotes means in which no prominent nucleus is present or the membrane cell bound organelles are absent. Okay, next point. These are the microbes. These are the microbes which lack nucleus and membrane bound cell organelles are absent, and membrane bound cell organelles are absent. Okay, means these are the microbes, means what, these are obviously unicellular, means the microorganisms, means it cannot be seen under the naked eye. It requires a highly compound microscope. Then obviously as it is a prokaryote, it does not have a nucleus, or we can say distinct nucleus is absent, and the membrane bound cell organelles are absent. Last point, These are the prokaryotes. Last point. These are the prokaryotes. Okay. So what we discussed now, that is the domain is the breakdown of the living organisms into more general form. Means whatever the living organisms is present on the planet, it is divided into 3 general forms, whatever. And thus those 3 are your, first one is the archaea, then the bacteria, then the eukarya. Archaebacteria will come under the prokaryotes and the eukarya will come under the eukaryotes. And who proposed this? Carl Woese proposed the 3 domains of life in the year 1907. Who proposed? Carl Woese. Okay. Next. First we discuss the archaea. It is the first and the oldest domain of the life. Next, it is the ancient form of the bacteria. Okay. Of the bacteria which comes under the Monera kingdom. Monera kingdom includes the unicellular prokaryotes kingdom as a archaebacteria. Okay. Then these are the microbes, means the microorganisms which lacks the prominent nucleus, which is not bound by any nuclear membrane, and the membrane bound cell organelles are completely absent. And last point, obviously these are included in the prokaryotes, or we can also say these are the prokaryotes. Okay. So now we discussed general about what is domain and the archaea. Okay, please note down. Now we'll discuss some more points related to the archaea. Archaea organisms are also known as the extremophiles. Why they are known as the extremophiles? Because they can survive in the extreme condition, or we can say they can survive in the intense environment, which have the intense high temperature, high acidic condition, or high salt concentration. Okay, so we can write archaea organisms are known as extremophiles. Okay, as it can survive in the intense environment. Okay, for example, high temperature, high acidic condition, or we can say the high salt concentration, high temperature, high, we can say the salt concentration and high acidic condition, etc. Okay, high acidic condition, etc. Okay, some common examples are halophiles. Okay, these are the archaea which lives under the sea. Okay. Next is your, we can say the methanogen means this can survive, means the archaea which can convert the hydrogen and carbon dioxide into methane. These are the archaea which converts the hydrogen and carbon dioxide into methane. Next is your thermoacidophiles. Okay, these are the archaea which can survive or live in the we can say thermoacidophiles means high temperature and high acidic condition. These are the archaea which lives in high temperature and high acidic conditions. Okay. Next point. You are seeing here some I have done a compound, or we can say a chemical compound structure. Means what? Obviously, as it is a unicellular, it is having a membrane, or we can say the cell membrane. The membrane is composed of the branched hydrocarbons. The membrane composed of the branched hydrocarbons. Okay, and it is linked with the, or it is attached to the glycerol by the means of the ether linkage. Simply remember, we are not going into the detail of the chemical compounds because that is related to the chemistry, but as of now, as for the, we can say only the composition, you just remember that the membrane of the archaea is composed of the branched hydrocarbons attached to the glycerol. Means this one is your glycerol and this one is the ether linkage. The branched, the membrane composed of the branched hydrocarbons attached to the glycerol by the means of the ether linkage. So we can write membrane. Simply we can write membrane is composed of branched hydrocarbons attached to the glycerol, okay, glycerol by the means of ether linkage, linkage. Okay. Next point. The cell wall of the archaea does not consist of the peptidoglycan. Peptidoglycan, it is a composition. The cell wall doesn't consist of peptidoglycan. Okay. And last and the general point, the archaea consists of an unique RNA which differs the bacteria and the eukarya, which is quite obvious. The rRNA of archaea differs from, or we can say the rRNA of archaea is unique and differs from the bacteria and the eukarya. Okay. The rRNA of the archaea is unique and differs completely from the bacteria and the eukarya. Okay. So, what are the general points we discussed? That the archaea, it is the most primitive or the ancient form of the bacteria. Okay, means it is microbes or microorganisms which lack the nucleus, and the cell membrane bound organelles are, or the membrane bound organelles are absent. Next we discussed some general point, that is archaea organisms are extremophiles. Means it can survive extreme condition, it can survive intense condition, in which it may be high temperature, high salt concentration in the sea, or we can say it is the high acidic condition. Okay. Next, high in the intense environment, as it can be high temperature, high salt concentration, or high acidic condition. Examples are halophiles, it lives under the sea. Okay. Sea, or we can write the ocean, it will be better, or lives under the ocean, right? Okay. So under the ocean. Okay, it will be much prominent. Lives under the ocean, where it can survive the high salt concentration also. Then the methanogen archaea, which converts the hydrogen and carbon dioxide into methane, and the thermoacidophiles means archaea which lives in thermo means high temperature, and the acidophiles mean high acidic conditions. Okay, the membrane is simply composed of the branched hydrocarbons, okay, which is attached to the glycerol by the means of the ether linkage. Next, the cell wall does not consist of the peptidoglycan, and last point, the rRNA of archaea is unique and differs from the bacteria and the eukarya. Okay, so as of now we discussed some general points of the archaea, which is the most primitive and the first domain of the life. Okay, please note down. Now we'll discuss our second domain of life, that is your bacteria, or also it is also known as your eubacteria. So first general point is, these are the prokaryotes, means this does not have the, we can say, the prominent nucleus membrane or it is bound by the nuclear membrane, or membrane bound cell organelle is absent. So we can say these are the first general point, these are the prokaryotes. First point, okay, these are the prokaryotes. In the archaea we discussed that the cell wall does not consist of peptidoglycan, but in the case of the bacteria or the eubacteria, the cell wall contain or consists of the peptidoglycan. The cell wall consists of peptidoglycan. Okay. Next general point, the bacteria are quite sensitive towards the antibacterial antibiotics such as your turmeric, neem, etc. But it is resistant to the antibiotic which affect the eukarya. The bacteria is sensitive to the antibacterial to the antibacterial antibiotics, but are resistant to the antibiotics that affects the we can say eukarya. So we can say that the bacteria, in the case of the bacteria, is quite sensitive, means it shows response, or we can say it shows quick response towards the various antibacterial, we can say the antibiotics such as your turmeric, neem, etc. But it is resistance, means it does not have any impact. If some antibiotics is applied, the antibiotics which affect the eukarya. Understood clearly? Means the bacteria are sensitive towards the antibacterial antibiotics such as your turmeric and neem, but it is resistance to the antibiotics which affect the eukarya. Understood? Next point. The membrane of the bacteria composed of the, here written the unbranched fatty acid. So the membrane of the bacteria composed of the unbranched fatty acids attached to the glycerol okay, by the means of the ester linkage, or we can say it is the unbranched fatty acid chain is attached to the glycerol by the means of ester linkage. What happened in the archaea? The branched hydrocarbon chains are being attached to the glycerol by the means of the ether linkage. Here the ester linkage is present. Okay, so we can write the membrane of bacteria composed of unbranched fatty acid branch attached to the glycerol by the means of ester linkage, Okay, now obviously the rRNA of the bacteria is unique and different from the archaea and the eukarya. The rRNA of bacteria is unique and different from the archaea and the eukarya. Okay. Lastly, common examples such as your cyanobacteria, and we discussed the smallest organism, that is your the mycoplasma, cyanobacteria. We can say the mycoplasma, which we discussed in our first class. Gram positive negative bacteria, gram positive and negative bacteria, etc. Okay. So today we discussed, now finally we discussed the bacteria. So first point, the bacteria, these are the prokaryotes having no we can say this lack the nucleus, or we can simply say the prominent nucleus is absent and the cell membrane or the membrane bound cell organelles are absent. Next, this consists, or the cell wall consists of the peptidoglycan, which was absent in the case of the archaea. Bacteria is sensitive to the antibiotics, or we can say sensitive to you write to the traditional antibiotics, to the traditional antibacterial antibiotics such as your turmeric, neem, but these bacteria are resistant to the antibiotics which affect the eukarya. Next, the membrane of the bacteria composed of the unbranched fatty acids chain attached to the glycerol by the means of the ester linkage. What happened in the case of the archaea? The hydrocarbons are attached to the glycerol by the means of ether linkage. Here the unbranched fatty acid chain is attached to the glycerol by the means of ester linkage. Okay, and obviously the rRNA of the bacteria is unique and different from the archaea and the eukarya. And last point, your examples, the cyanobacteria, mycoplasma, gram positive, negative bacteria, etc. So today we discussed that what is three domains of life. Means we can say the domains means the breakdown of the living organisms in a most general form. Means what may be the living organisms or life is present in the planet. It is divided into three categories, broadly into three categories: archaea, bacteria, eukarya. Archaeobacteria comes under the these are the prokaryotes, and the eukarya is the eukaryotes. Okay, means in the prokaryotes the membrane bound organelles are absent. Then the nucleus, lack nucleus, or we can say the prominent nucleus, distinct nucleus is absent. Whether in the eukaryotes, the common example is us or human beings or the multicellular, in which we can say most prominent nucleus is present, bounded by nuclear envelope or nuclear membrane. Cell organelles, membrane bound cell organelles are present. Okay. Next, we discuss in detail about the archaea. Okay, archaea is the most primitive bacteria or the ancient form of bacteria which lack nucleus. Okay, the membrane bound cellular organelles are absent, and it is the extremophiles, means it can survive the high temperature, high salt concentration, high acidic condition. Okay, and lastly we discussed today the bacteria which is also known as your eubacteria. These are also prokaryote. In the case of the archaea, the cell wall does not contain the peptidoglycan. In the case of the bacteria, the cell wall consists of peptidoglycan, which is a composition. In the case of the archaea, the membrane composed of the branched hydrocarbons linked or attached to the glycerol by the means of ether linkage, whereas in the bacteria, the unbranched fatty acid chain is attached to the glycerol by the means of ester linkage. Okay, and the unique RNA is different of the bacteria, is different from the archaea and the eukarya. Archaea is the RNA is different from the bacteria and the eukarya. Okay, so that's all for today. We will meet in our next class. Thank you.